Okay, welcome everyone. So this is going to be a live, I mean, a meeting where we talk about a technology that uses light frequencies to basically heal the body. So I'm super excited about this, and I'm with other people who are really excited about it also. Um, so yeah, Harry, do you want to start with something? Like what comes to
Yeah,
mind?
sure. So me, Alec, Carrie Ann, Tammy are distributors, and we automatically become distributor with the LifeWave patches. Like Alex said, we all have different ways of explaining this technology, and I'm still learning about this technology, and I know it's very powerful since Carrie Ann has been messaging me for many months, months ago, telling me to get on board, and I procrastinated. She sent me free samples about a month and a half ago, X39, which you guys I'm sure have been checking out the LifeWave team learning group. It's one of the most powerful ones, although they're all powerful. And I put that on, and what it did was it gave me a shit ton of energy. That was a complete energy systems. Now, the patches work good for everyone, so raise your vibration. But for me, obviously, and for many here, we've done a lot of work. We released those traumas. So for me, it just enhanced my vibration. And if you're into health and you are looking to help people, they work for people that have serious diseases too. Tammy's going to give us a great testimonial, hopefully later. She's given us one last week, a great one on what it's done for her. And if you look on the LifeWave team learning group every day, there's constant posters of how amazing the testimonials are. These are real guys, and these are tapping into the body's own energies. I'm sure Alec and Tammy will agree with me. This is not a thing that gives it like an external thing. It's what it does, activates the body's superpowers. It's like how I look at it is laser acupuncture. So it's better than acupuncture, and it tackles the meridian systems of the body, and all these meridians are interconnected. So when you put this patch on, it apparently does the infrared. So correct me if I'm wrong, guys. It's infrared body we release all the time. It's redirecting that infrared energy back inside the body and maybe magnifying it. And to be honest with you guys, I don't even know exactly. I'm not 100% on how it works. However, you don't need to be. Just understand that it does work. It works really fast. If you're really unhealthy, it detoxes you and give you detox reactions, which means that it's working very well. Carrie, can you talk now? Let's just check on Carrie a second. I can see you on the video. Can you speak and hear? No.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, can you hear me?
Cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Woo! Yay! I'm so excited.
Cool. Let me just carry on a little bit, guys. So yeah, it gives you detox reactions depending if you're an unhealthy person. It raises your vibration, as it did with Carrie within minutes of using it. In fact, for most people, the LifeWave patches within minutes activate something very special. Now, another way I look at it is you're wearing a patch that works lasts for 12 hours, up to 24 hours. That's like tapping into your meridian system and your chi energy 24/7. It's activating. It's not something that you do for like 5 minutes. You eat good foods and it lasts a couple of hours. This is something that lasts for the entire day. It's pretty crazy to have this running. You put a patch on your body, it just lasts forever. You take a break and you put another patch on. And quite frankly, guys, this is not a technology that's expensive either. There's a lot of expensive shit out there that works. There's also a lot of cheap stuff out there that works really powerfully. And how I look at LifeWave is it's one of those that works. It's cheap. It works really powerfully. It transforms lives. It raises your vibration. And we should be using these biohacks and should be using the body's energies by using them. So yeah, with that being said, I'll pass you over to Tammy, Carrie, or Alec who wants to speak on the LifeWave. So.
Oh, Carrie, you want me to go? She's muted again. You're muted again, Carrie.
Can you hear? Can you hear me now?
Yes, now we can hear you.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and share your experience, Tammy.
Okay. Well, Carrie Ann, I'd been following her for a little bit, and I got interest in the X39 because I was recently diagnosed with mesenteric panniculitis. Had no idea what it is, but anyway, I was in severe pain, and I'm on pain management anyway for some chronic arthritis that's in my back and my spine. But that pain medicine was not helping this new diagnosis. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to try these patches. I stuck the X39 on my lower back when I first got it, and then that night I actually stuck it on the site of pain. I woke up the next morning and I was about 50% pain-free. So I thought, okay, there's something to this. So I kept sticking those X39s every 12 hours, and I'd say after about 2 days, the pain's pretty much gone. I went ahead and ordered all the rest of the patches that I could get my hands on. And I did the 5-element detox last week. We finished it up on Saturday. I will say I had a couple of rough days. I even felt sticky all over, kind of like just stuff coming out of my skin. So I did a lot of skin brushing and went out in the sunshine quite a bit to kind of help that along, increased my water. I had a really bad migraine for the second day. The third day, I kind of woke up just not feeling all that great, just kind of like flu-like symptoms, not real bad, but you know, just a little bit. And but today I feel like $1,000,000. I'm just like, where's my next person I can share this with? So, I mean, and I did. I actually kind of spilled the beans in my morning meeting this morning with everybody, and they had noticed my husband was working. We work at the same place, and he was ripping up carpets stuff off the floor. And, I mean, that's back-breaking work anyway. So last night we patched him up with X39 and some of the LifeWave. He woke up this morning. He was not sore. I mean, he worked on that floor for about 8 hours yesterday. So he had a lot of bending over and pulling and tugging on carpet squares. And everybody's like, Scott's not sore? And I'm like, nope, not a bit. He's fine today. So the patches do work. I also used them on my son, too, who's a severe asthmatic. And it did take him out of an asthma attack.
Tammy, what ones does he use for asthma? Which patches is he on?
I did the glutathione. I did the ion. I also did the one on either side of the lung meridians. The
energy ones are that, aren't they?
Yes, the energy ones. And then we also did the carnosine on his spine. And it pulled him right out in about 2 minutes. He was wheezing and carrying on, but it just pulled him right out of it.
That's crazy testimony. You said, was it within a few, so 50% pain within a day, and then was it within a day, and then 90% pain gone within a certain period of time?
Yeah, I would say right now I'm 99% pain-free, and I'm only taking a half of a 30-milligram morphine in the morning, and I'm hoping not to take it again tonight. I'm going to see how I feel. And I'm going to try to get myself off of it before this weekend. So that's my goal. And I will not take anything.
You were on 3 before, right?
I what?
3 morphine? You were on 3
Yes,
before?
I was on 3 30-milligram morphines a day. Now I'm cutting them in half,
awesome.
trying to cut the half in half, but they're tiny, tiny pills. But yeah.
That is significant. I mean, that's huge.
I'm feeling amazing. And I couldn't have done it without the LifeWave. I could not have done it. I've done it before, and I did not feel good. I wanted right back on them.
I feel like that's the key, what you said, Tammy, there, because sometimes we need that help. Sometimes we've got so much work to do, and I've been there at the beginning of my journey. We've got so much work to do. It's good to use these things that just get you to that place without you having to change your willpower. And here's the ironic thing that people say, oh, this is a hack, and will it last? It gives you that level of vibration. Now you get addicted to that level of vibration that the patch has put you on. So now you're like, you come off it and think, well, I'm at a high level of vibration. I'm off it now, even if you want to. And then you can get back on and do other things like meditation, all these kind of other things. Or you can do what Carrie does, what Alex does, what I'm going to do is, which is, why am I going to come off it? Once I'm on a high vibration, why don't I just stay on this high vibration with something that doesn't cost much and keeps me at the high vibration? Because that's how I look at it. Like, hopefully, I've done enough work now, I think, to kind of like not worried about the disease state. I'm very lucky and blessed. And now I can tackle the big stuff. Like, how much energy can I get in a day? How high can I raise my vibration with these patches? It'd be amazing.
Right, for sure. And like for me, I noticed my willpower increased a lot, my productivity, my motivation, like all of it, like the X39 seems to help with. And so if you have more productivity and more motivation, you're going to get more done. So that'll lead to, more things, and you'll be able to afford the patches, which they're cheap anyway. But, if you're doing like 3 jobs and you have the energy to do it,
Yeah. That's key, because I'm like you do, Carrie. I want to be doing loads. Want to be helping loads of people. That means I'm gonna have to get involved with loads of businesses and do all this kind of things. And I need the energy for tough times. And yeah, I could use it as a hack to like. I'm using it as a hack to like help me. So.
If I can chime in for a second, like the way I see it, like we all know that right now, like there's something going on with the whole medical system that it's kind of not healthy in a way. That there's a lot of people who are making a lot of money, and the way they do it is kind of by keeping people diseased. So of course, if someone gets healthy by doing something, that does not bring a residual profit. So that's not how these businesses, like the medical industry is a business. That's not how they work. They're not in the business of curing people. And that's why they say that we can't claim that we're curing anyone, because they want them to have the control over that when they don't even do it. So it's kind of like a, a vicious cycle in a way. But what I'm gonna say is we all know, I think, over here that the future of medicine is energy medicine. Like to me, this is not even a possibility. It's going to come. It's already here. We're already seeing like this, the LifeWave here that we're talking about. It's a form of energy medicine. It's patches that don't have any chemicals entering your body. What it does is it reflects the light that your own body is emitting through infrared, like body heat. It refracts that back to the body at certain frequencies that triggers certain things in the body. So it's like it's literally all it's doing. It's almost like acting as a mirror that reflects back our own light back into us to trigger an effect that our own body um, like kickstarts, basically using this light. And this effect for the X39 patch is the secretion of stem cells, which I don't know if you know, but like people doing stem cells therapy right now cost like literal $5,000-$10,000 upward. So it's kind of crazy. And we have a tool right now that we can get the same kind of benefits as these $5,000-$10,000 stem cells therapy for like less than a coffee per day. Like it's it's just so phenomenal. And this is the future of medicine, because we're using energy. We know that there's not only the chemical side of our being. We have all these thoughts, these emotions, energy and motions going on. And this is who we are. Basically, we're an energetic being. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. And when we tap in to these frequencies, to these light technologies, to these new forms of healing modalities, we kind of start to learn more about who we are and what we can really do as a human being. Because the potential, what we can express right now on our day-to-day basis, like we can do so much more and we're just not aware of it, because we've been taught a certain way for all of our life. And I would even say for generations after generations. So this way of being is encoded in our genes and stuff like that. But right now we're starting to learn how to activate new parts of ourselves that we didn't even know existed before. And now we're starting to realize this. And suddenly it's like opening up a whole new realm of possibilities as to what we can do. When we think about having more energy, yes, that's one thing, but having more creativity. What happens when you have more creativity? You tap into the universal consciousness and you get these ideas that can change people's lives, basically. Like I'm creating a huge project right now that combines a few of these modalities, LifeWave being one of the main ones in this project. And the idea is literally to expand, to reach our best potential at it. And like this is the way I see it, is that when we're truly free, when we can be fully ourselves, well, we kind of start to express our gift in a much better way, in a much more fluent way. And it's like we all have our own music, and suddenly we learn how to play our own instrument. Like we learn how to play the melody of our life, and the sound is just so freaking wonderful. Like it's the best song in the entire universe. And these kinds of technologies are what make us achieve this level. And if we are diseased, if we have these health issues, well, of course, what it's going to do is it's going to bring us upward to this level where we can have the vitality to be who we are, where we can have the energy to do what we need to do, and the creativity to like put out there our imagination, like just start creating stuff that will benefit the world as a whole. So that's just what I wanted to say. I can
Right. And
Gary.
yeah, and it's great because our whole goal with this team that we set up is to truly make a difference in the lives of others. And we have tools, not just one, but LifeWave being one of the main ones, that can significantly help improve the lives of others. So if you have something, you have here's a lifeline. Throw somebody a lifeline and say, hey, look, this can save your life type thing. Like it saved my life. It literally gave me my life back. I had so many health issues. I had all these neurological issues. I had like, I used to feel like my brain was expanding out of my skull. And every time I would wake up, I would be all like dizzy, couldn't get out of bed. I'd feel so heavy, like I wanted to fall over. And I had fibro symptoms. I had COPD symptoms. I had, you name it, I probably had it. It was like everything in the book. I was so toxic. So when I started and, I started to see other people's results, and I'm like, well, maybe this could help me too. I tried everything else, but nothing else has helped me. So why not? It has a money back guarantee. What do I have to lose? So I tried it, and little by little, 1, 2, 3, all my symptoms just started disappearing. So if you have something that has helped you on such a significant level, like Tammy said, I mean, she used to be on 3 morphine pills a day and it'd be in chronic pain. So if you have something that can even relieve somebody's pain, even by 50%, you'd want to share that with somebody. You'd want to be like, hey, try this. This changed my life. I want it to change yours too. I used to be so depressed. I used to be suicidal. I am not depressed at all. Like I see everything nothing in my environment has changed until I changed my internal environment. So the patches help to change that. They help to
Carrie,
a lot of trauma.
Carrie, did you change your diet? When you had that radical transformation of the patches and all that stuff, maybe some people are wondering, like, did you do loads of other things? Because criticism might come at you like, okay, so you were doing other things. Are you sure it's the patches that really you can put down the transformation? How do you know it's the patches that transformed you the most?
Because I had already tried everything you could possibly imagine. I was cutting out every single thing out of my diet you could. I mean, my diet was so limited that by the time I tried the patches, I was like, I can't eat anything. I just supposed to eat ice, because I was having all these like adverse effects from like my food that I was eating, and I would get like all these, bad reactions. So once I started trying the patches, and then I watched one of the webinars, and they said in a study they did that 7 days patching with the X39 underneath the belly button helped heal gut issues. So I started doing that, and I started being like, I can eat stuff that I couldn't eat before. So it's not just about like, oh, this, I definitely noticed that it was the patches that was helping. And I noticed that I feel different when I don't patch. So I do know that it's the patches, because I tried it. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. I let myself run out. And then I noticeably felt more sluggish that week that I did not have them. And I was like, let me order these right away. I don't care if it's my last penny. I'm going to pick up them. Because it does make that much of a difference to, your energy levels. And, just when you are stuck at such a depleted level, you will try anything. And when you find something that does work, the most important thing anybody says is you have to be consistent in order to get that healing, to keep that healing. You have to be consistent with what you're doing. So when your body heals enough, then you can like taper off and just go to maintenance mode. Like a lot of people do, they're just on, like the X39 or whatever for maintenance mode, or they just use energy patches if they want a little boost of energy. But I mean, Michael Phelps uses the patches. Right. There's like a whole slew of Olympians who use the energy patches because it noticeably boosts their performance.
Yeah, I mean, Joyce posts it. Joyce posted it a lot on the group. I think she did some today. So we got David Becker, Michael Phelps. Who's the ones I think? I was actually shocked myself, and I thought I'd done some research. I saw some new people in there. I was like, wow, okay, they use it too. Oh, Serena Williams was one of them. Who else? Serena Williams, a famous tennis player. Like, yeah, they're all on it.
Right, like a football quarterback. I mean, these people have been using them because they know they work. I mean, they're not out there promoting it and be like, hey, look at my patches that I'm using, but they're using them. And, they're clearly having an upper edge over the other people that are not patching.
I'm surprised I'm surprised they made it legal. I mean, I thought that stuff would be like, because we know it's so powerful, but it would give people an edge. I mean, why? Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's not cheating, but I kind of think, why are they letting them do that? Like,
right. Well, the Olympic swim team, actually, they got in trouble because they thought they were juicing and they were patching because they won three meets in a row. And they were like, what are you doing? That's not normal. And they were all patching. So it's normal. Nothing enters the bloodstream. So you're not doing anything that's illegal. So it was okay. And then everybody else starts, everybody else starts doing it because it works. It clearly does increase endurance. And there's like 80 scientific studies done on it now, like clinical studies, peer-reviewed studies. I mean, there's everything out there that you can find, and papers and videos. There's scientists that back this. It's a legit thing. I can't believe that I just recently discovered them. I mean, they've been out for 15 years, you know, but they don't push this kind of thing, you know, in doctors' offices, because healing somebody, there goes your patient, you know, they're not coming back for a pill because you're healing them. They're healed. So then what? You know? So what you do is, those people that have gotten such a difference, like Tammy, she's going to share her story and say, listen, I want you to get the same result that I did. Try them, you know?
Yeah, that's so true. I feel like the body's so powerful, and what it's doing is, as Alex said, and you know, guys know, it's redirecting the body's energy back into it. So we waste so much life force energy doing so many things that maybe I won't say out here because some of you guys might be disgusted, but we do waste it. And what it's doing is really harnessing all the energies, amazing energies that the body's had and capabilities, and showing you your potential. So if you've got a serious disease, it will heal it. If you haven't got a serious disease, it will give you loads of energy, and it works with the meridian systems. You know, another thing I've been thinking about, guys, you know, EFT tapping. So I'm back on that, the edge of tapping. That does the meridian points. I tap all the meridians. Now that's great, but what it does, it takes time out of my day. Well, I think like this LifeWave is just like tapping, except I don't have to do anything.
It is.
It's like 24 hours, 7 tapping. It's amazing.
Right. I have gotten that result off of the patches, like noticeably, and I know it's the patch that's doing it, because it's time and again, like, you know, I'll put the X39 under my hat and wear a hat like right in the middle of my head, and that clears trauma for me. Like if I put it above my tailbone, it's cleared trauma for me. That's a clear thing for me, that every time I do that.
To reinforce the point there, you don't even need to put it on your body, you're saying? You don't even need to put it on your body.
Yeah, I stuck it on my hat.
Yeah.
And it's, as long as it's within 6 inches of the body, you know, the body heat activates it. So it's balancing all the imbalances that are in your body and your energetic system. And they have studies, they have, you know, they have photography. You can find, you know, this actually with the scientists involved in it. So,
you know what I like in it too? We have our own personal acupuncturist in our little hands. All we have to do is place them on me, on your different points. And it's as if you're going to an acupuncturist and getting that treatment, and that's going to cost you about $100 in the United States.
Right.
So, you know, paying $5 for a patch a day to use that's going to prevent me from having the pain that I'm feeling and having to take the morphine, I'm going to put a patch on me.
Yeah, and we know that so many people take supplements, and I'm not dissing supplements. I mean, that's a great, huge area of focus. But as Carrie said before, like, I mean, this can replace quite easily and become like an ultimate. I mean, I think there's other things like ultimate supplement drinks too, like drinking your urine. That's another conversation. But there's this patches, right? It's like a supplement. And look, notice a little, because I find a lot of these supplements do a little bit. You don't even notice the difference if you take like B12. You take it doesn't. There's no big shift. But with this one, it's like an ultimate supplement. It's a massive shift as soon as you take it. As soon as I put it on, the ones you sent me, Carrie, I could feel my breath slow down straight away. I didn't even know I was tense because I'm quite healthy. And I'm like, oh, damn it, I must be tense. So my breath's slowing down. Like, it felt great. I got loads of energy. It's brilliant.
Right. And they've done the studies in that, and they've done the brain scans. And they have like, you can find it on the science section of their website. All the brain scans, the before and after 3 weeks, after 6 weeks. And they lower the inflammation in the body drastically. As soon as you put it on, it starts lowering the inflammation. So, you know, the inflammation leads to the pain. So if you're getting rid of the cause of pain, you're getting rid of the pain, which is amazing. To wake up every day pain-free. I mean, I literally used to wake up with fibro symptoms so often. And I would just be in pain everywhere. I couldn't sleep. So, you know, what in the body is so imbalanced causing all that? The patches are balancing that and getting rid of it.
And this is something that I really love about the patches, is exactly the fact that there are like a huge amount of scientific studies backing them up. Because it's one thing to hear all these testimonials about other people. Like in the group, we have like hundreds, if not thousands of testimonials of people who literally changed their lives using it. But then you realize that it's also been scientifically proven with like these double-blind studies that a bunch of people are asking for. well, they have them now. They have patents, they have everything in place to really show that it's doing something. And to me, I really love to see this, because I always go back to one of my favorite quotes of all time from Nikola Tesla, who said that when humanity would start studying the unseen, the non-physical, we would make more progress in a decade than we have in all the previous generations combined. And honestly, to see that there is some science backing something that to me is studying the unseen, well, it gives me a lot of like joy and excitement as to what's the future is to come, because I feel like we are at the beginning of this decade, like the 2020 decade, where we actually start studying these things and realizing that, oh my gosh, there is so much more than the physical. There is so much more than what we can perceive with our regular five senses. And I would even say that I think that as we go through that, we're going to probably unlock new senses that we didn't even know existed. Like my personal thing was always plant medicines and iboga especially. And like there are so many people who were able to heal deep traumas in these ceremonies. And this is working on so many levels, so much more than just the physical. Like there's a lot that happens when you go through an iboga ceremony. It's not just physical. And I always knew this, but now to see that science is actually starting to agree with what I already knew intuitively, well, it's giving me a lot of like excitement for what's to come, because I know that this is the future. I know that we're going there. This is where we're going. There's nothing that can stop the change that's happening right now. A lot of people are waking up, yeah, I would say, to the fact that there's more than the physical side of it. We just go into quantum physics and you realize that at the subatomic level, everything is energy and information. Well, like that sounds a bit crazy, but this is the world we live in. And when we start to study these, well, we realize that there's a lot more going on. And with these patches, it's literally light that has this effect. So it's not something that like we can see. It's not like if you go in the dark, I don't think you see the patches like lightening up, because it's invisible spectrum of light, right? It's a spectrum of light that we can't usually see with our five senses, but it has an effect on our body. And this we can perceive with our inner senses, with what we feel like, with our emotion level, with our energy levels, with our creativity, and all these things that I mentioned earlier. That's how we can see that this is working. And like this is why I'm really excited about this kinds of technology.
Alex, it's amazing. I'm just thinking whilst you're talking. This is medicine of the future, because like we're actually at it now. So you go to your doctor and he says, okay, I'm going to prescribe. You've got serious disease, chronic disease, yeah, incurable. Says he's like, okay, here's the patch, here's the X39. Wear this for 2 weeks and see how you feel, and your life transforms. People get out of wheelchairs and all kinds of crazy stuff. Curable. This is the medicine. It's the issue. The medicine of the future is here now. Like, and this is it. This is one of many that's going to come, but this is huge. I just patch someone and boom, done.
Right. And there's like, I've watched videos like literally where, David was having lots of people in the audience, and people who were in a wheelchair with a stroke for like 30 years. He couldn't walk. They patched him and it removed the imbalance in his nervous system that caused it. And he just got up and walked, and people are like screaming. His wife passed out. And like, you can find this all over the internet. I mean, it's not, it's not a secret. We just don't know about all these amazing things that are coming out that science is discovering, because everybody's on a pill. Everybody goes to their doctor, and unless your doctor knows about it, which a lot more doctors are getting on the patching bandwagon, because they do have such a significant effect. And for me to not need pills, that's amazing. I can't stand taking pills anyway. So a patch for me, just stick on a patch, it's amazing. And, it's the things that your body truly, truly needs. You can research glutathione and see how significant that is in the role it plays in chronic disease. And
what's the literally 300% higher, proven by science? Alex talked about double-blind placebo.
Yeah, glutathione, when you put the patch on, it raises your glutathione levels 300% above baseline. That's pretty significant. And if you're stressed at all, you need glutathione, because stress depletes glutathione levels, and that's what causes people to get sick. And whenever I have any kind of scratchiness in my throat or mucus buildup or anything, I'll just put a glutathione patch right on the indent, and it literally just drains it right out. It's amazing. I mean, I can't explain, you know, how it does it, but
Yeah, that's crazy. It's
but
pulling
it
out
does,
mucus,
and it
pulling out.
works.
It's pulling out mucus. It's pulling out lymph. It's
It's
detoxing
making
the
stuff
body.
go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, man.
And I do this for other people. Somebody will tell me, oh, I got a cold. I'll say, here you go. I'll just give them a patch. And they'll be like, whoa, my mucus just drained. I'm like, there you go. You know, and they're like amazed because it's just a patch you're putting on your neck, and it's making such a significant instant result. And, you know, the same thing with the Eon patch. You know, there's another video you can watch of him doing a news channel report where this lady, she couldn't turn her neck. She had so much pain and stiffness in her neck, and he put an Eon patch on, and she could move it like, you know, 60% of the way or something. And then he put LifeWave on, and it totally took the pain away. So, you know, there are certain protocols that you can use for certain things. And if you do the research, you can get a better result from the patches as if you didn't know what they did. So it's important that you get back to whoever invited you to this video and get their link, because they are the ones who are going to teach you how to use them best.
Right, that's key what you just said there. So yeah, whoever invited this video is your distributor. They'll give you the store link at wholesale prices, and then you become automatically a distributor, guys, when you buy the patches, whether you like it or not. You can choose whether to pass it on to your friends and family, which, quite frankly, you'd be silly not to, right? I know a lot of people I talk to on my end want to give it to their friends and family because they know that it's going to change their lives. Right.
So what about side effects?
Okay.
There are no adverse effects.
After prolonged usage and then
good question.
separation.
Good question. Yeah.
There are people who have used them for There are people who have used them for 15 years now and nothing. They're just using it for maintenance mode, just for the anti-aging effects of the X39 and whenever they need them, and they're doing great.
I feel like there are no side effects. I'm not an expert of them, so, you know, but I've honestly, there is no disadvantages to this. It's because it's not using something that's external. It's using your own body, which when you use your own body, you can't go wrong with it. It's not a bad thing. Anything external, like a drug, you could argue could go wrong, and there's side effects because it's using that redirecting nodes, infrared light coming off the body, and then God knows what, because I still don't understand, like, how is it actually doing different things? Like the carnosine's raising the carnosine, it's proven, but of course I can't wrap my head around how. And
so does it work in terms of frequencies?
What it is there's a particular wavelength of light. Yes, the frequency that's embedded in the patch, in the nanocrystals. And when your body comes in contact with that wavelength of light, it interacts with your body and allows your body to produce that particular peptide that it's meant to raise. Like if you go out in the sun, your body starts producing vitamin D. So the patches work very similarly to that.
So it works the same way as metaphysics and a crystal would, pretty much.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
You know, you guys talked about side effects, and I don't want to shed any light and think that there's a side effect, but if you are going to do like the detox protocol or anything like that, like I did last week, you may feel a little bad, but it's because it's the body clearing the crap out.
Right.
So if you can hydrate and get through it, I mean, you can take the patch off and, you know, minimize the effects of that. But if you can muscle through it and just intake your water more, or maybe get outside like I did, then it will kind of help soften those effects a little bit. But then once you come up out of that, you know, after that 5 days, you know, and it may take you two runs at it. I don't know. It just depends on how, like Harry has said, how unhealthy you might be. But I felt like after that first week, I was really good. I mean, I even feel very energetic this week and just on top of the world. So I had a little bit of effects of it, but I don't think it's side effects. I just think, you know, it's the body's way of getting junk out.
Yeah, Tammy, would you agree that if you hadn't done the patches and if you hadn't gone through that and the going through the process of feeling bad and then feeling amazing afterwards, because obviously you're aware that you were diseased a little bit, there's a lot of problems inside your body and it's coming out. So if you hadn't gone through that, you're aware that you would have kept that in, right? You'd have kept those poisons in, and that probably would have manifested in a serious disease. like a problem, much bigger problem down the line if you hadn't done anything about it. So it's worth, like you said, going through the slight detox or the major detox of the patches to get to the other side. That's why we're in the health community. We want to get healthy. So.
Yes, and I mean, even if you can do some enemas, you know, a lot of people don't like to do enemas, but even if you can do that and kind of help speed that along and get it out of your system, you're going to come out on the other side so much better. So.
Right.
Carrie, do you want to break down a little bit the patches, what they do? Because I think we've got Jeanette's here, and I know that she's already bought them. So just to run through some people like what they do differently. Can you break through specifics? What's your favorite too? Let us know your favorite ones. You think the best ones, and what they do a little bit.
Well, my favorite ones, and yours are going to be different based on what your body needs. I don't know why can you hear me?
We can hear you, but we can't see you moving. So.
Yeah. It's okay.
Okay, my thing says reconnecting. As long as you can still hear me.
Yeah, we can still hear you.
Yep. My favorite that I will always not be without is the glutathione, the carnosine, and the aeon. And the reason why is glutathione and carnosine are so significantly important for detoxification and energy and just rebuilding the body. And that's what I need the most. So what one your favorite is going to be might be different, but those for me are really important because I have the MTHFR gene, and I've noticed that really helps my faulty detox pathways. And the X39 also helps with the regeneration. The Nirvana helps with the mood disorders. It's basically like a happy patch, which the Eon also helps with that, mood disorders. But if you have like depression and anxiety, they help balance the brain chemicals. So those are really good ones to try. If you sign up for the silver package, you can basically get all of the detox protocol patches plus the X39. But if you want to try every single patch they have, you can sign up for the gold package and get it discounted. So that's what I'd recommend. But if you're interested in doing the business side of it, if you're a health professional, I would go with a higher package just because of the discount that you're going to get, and you only get it one time. So, you know, and that also gives you the opportunity to try every single patch with it's a 30-day money-back guarantee. So you really have nothing to lose just to try them. You know, if you've tried everything else, I just say just try them.
Can I pop in there and say, if you guys are if anybody's suffering with pain, I will not live without the X39 and the LifeWave, because that's what I'm living off of right now.
Nice.
I have the LifeWave on my back every day, and then I do the X39 as well, and I won't go without those ever again. But I also do the glutathione and the ion and the carnosine all on the same day. So I've got them all on today.
You can never have too many. Yeah, you can never have too many patches.
Right. I want way up there.
Yeah.
Right.
I love that. Yeah, that's so true. So the LifeWave is for inflammation. It cools the body down. The X39 does the stem cells majorly. The glutathione obviously increases glutathione, it's a major antioxidant. Carnosine, Carrie Ann said before that I never forgot, is massive for autism. So if you've got autistic kids, you're worried about vaccine damage and they're just exhibiting signs, you get them on the carnosine. The Aeons for happy. I'm starting to learn too now and memorize. And also, guys, there's the protocols on the LifeWave team group. The Buddha protocol, I don't know how they're done. I need to research them myself, but there's protocols of how you use them specifically for, I think I saw Joyce did one today on brain trauma. Yeah, there's one on brain trauma.
That was nice.
Huge. And by the way, I want to get quickly as well. So I interviewed Carrie Ann about this when she was beginning it. And I did an interview with her. I don't know if you guys have seen. I can send you the video if anyone's interested. And I could tell she was on a healing journey and she's a beautiful soul, but I could also see Carrie Ann's trauma, and she'd only just been on the patches, I think, a few weeks at this point. And since listening to her recently, coming back into my life, I'm seeing her in videos, she's completely transformed. There's no PTSD there, and I feel like it's completely removed, and it's a shock to me, and probably not to Carrie Ann, because like it's never for you a big shock, because you're just going through your journey and it's just who you are now. But the transformation I've seen in her from that first video I did with her, I spent time with her for an hour and a half interview and really getting to know her. Then now it's just absolutely mind-blowing to me. It's mind-blowing.
Yeah, it's truly amazing. It's amazing.
Definitely. Okay, so I want to open, because we've got a lot of guests. Is it okay, guys, if we open up the floor to questions for people? Okay, Alex, yeah. Okay, so everyone can unmute. Alex, can you unmute everyone? And let's anyone can speak up and ask questions and want to know about it.
Can you still hear me, Harry?
Carry on. Yep, we can hear you. Can't see you, but that's fine.
Okay.
We can hear you. We can hear you. Yeah. Feel free to ask any questions, guys. Unmute yourself and ask away. If not, we'll carry on.
Hey, Harry.
Hi, Cass. Hi, Jeanette. How are you?
Hey, good, thanks. So I had a question about, I started the detox protocol today, and I wanted to ask you, I wanted to ask whoever's had experience with it, if you want to use the X39, and I asked Joyce this question in the group, and she said, she gave me a specific point on the lower back to put the X39. And what I was trying to figure out is there a chart somewhere floating around on the internet which will convert all those in sort of plain English that tell you exactly where? I know you can find spots on your body from, by feeling. I can usually intuitively feel it if it's tender. That's probably the spot closest to it. But is there something that you can maybe put in the chat, just, a link or something that we can then do our own research?
So what I do is, what I do is I look online for acupoint for whatever it is you're trying to treat that your body is deficient in. And that's how I targeted my patching. You just look up, acupoint for whatever, and there's like endless things, or it tells you exactly the point where to do it, because these patches do work on the acupoint. It is literally like acupuncture in a patch. And acupuncture is so effective that it is now covered by insurance.
I actually think it's way better than acupuncture, guys. I think it's more powerful than acupuncture. I've got to say that.
I think it is too.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
It is. And I've gotten acupuncture before, and this is like significantly better in the results that I've gotten than acupuncture is. So if insurance is covering acupuncture as a legitimate treatment for issues, this is like significantly better in my opinion in the results that I've gotten.
Okay, great. I will look it up. Is there, have you ever used two different patches, one over or one above the other in the same area?
I have.
To just give it a bigger.
I have.
Okay.
I've used the X39 at the base of my like my C7, and then right underneath it I've stuck an ion. And I've had good results with that.
Oh,
yeah, you can stack the patches.
Oh, you mean like one over the other, or one below the other?
You can do that. You can stack them on top of each other. You can stack them because they get activated when they're within 6 inches of the body. Wow. You can also stick them on your clothes. Like if you have a reaction because your body's still really toxic, you can stick them on your clothes. Like that's what I do for my kids when I patch my kids, because they don't like the feel of the sticky. I stick them on the back of their shirt by their neck, or like under their belly button by their shirt, wherever they need it. And they don't even notice it's there.
I didn't know that, guys, that you could put it literally directly over. I'm learning something here. So you put stuff directly over each other if you want to, and it still works. That's crazy.
You can,
that would actually be great for the kids that are, they're very tactile. They can't handle anything on them. So that'd be really great for those type of kids.
Right. And for those type of kids, there have been a lot of results where you put on an aloe vera patch on your kid at night, or put it on their clothes, or stick it under their pillowcase, and that like skin thing that they have where they can't even wear certain clothes, that goes away.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it really, like, when it drains the lymphatic system in the brain, all the toxicity that gets built up over time, with our food, with our environment, with just everything, you really need to continually detox. We do. There's just so much, So when you start to do that, you notice a big change. You notice your energy goes up. You notice you don't have so much mucus. Like, you notice a lot of things.
If you've used, I know the patches last from 24 hours to 48 hours, correct?
Yes. The X39. The X39 specifically is meant to be worn for 12 hours, so 12 hours at a time. All the other patches can last from 12 to 48 hours. It just depends on your body's need for what's in the patch. Like the glutathione, for example, when I put that on and I have a lot of stress going on, it'll just fall off of me, like within 4 hours or so. You can tell that, like, the more stressed you are, the more quickly it uses up.
That's crazy.
Your body needs it more. Yeah, it's really, really amazing. And my friend KJ, who was supposed to be on today, she wasn't able to make it, but her son has not had a seizure in 3 months since starting on glutathione patches.
Wow.
Yeah, that's an amazing story. Wow.
That is significant. And, this is why I do this business. And when I got into it, it was literally just to help me, because I tried everything and nothing was helping me. So when I saw the results that I got, I was like, oh, I got to share these things. It's so amazing. I tried everything. And, when I share them with other people and they get these kind of results, like Tammy had, like KJ had, like other people, they message me like, holy crap, this is amazing. This is why I do it. Literally, it's amazing.
Would you say, though, that so if, let's say I did day one with, the EE patch and then the glutathione and the X39 and the blah, 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 I have like 4 of them, right? Would it be all right? Because my younger daughter, she's extremely sensitive to everything possible. Would it be, instead of putting a fresh patch on her, would it be all right? Or would she even have benefit if the next day, like I save my patches from today, and then the next morning I put them all on her and start that way and do like a 5-day protocol?
You can do that, but what I would do is I wouldn't take the backing off. I would stick it on you with a Band-Aid just for, to keep sanitation. Okay. So I would just put it on you with a Band-Aid and then stick it on her the second 12 hours.
Perfect.
You can do that, yeah.
Sounds good. And then maybe just the X39, put a fresh one on her for that, because that, you said, kind of dissipates within 12 hours, right?
You can try it and see how she does, because, it's different for everyone. I mean, you might be healthier than most people, it just depends on what your body needs.
I'm thinking kids have a lot of stem cells way more than adults anyway, so I'm wondering how much X39 is going to make them like super energetic. Yeah. Like, be careful with them, yeah? Be careful.
No, but she's really dense. She's like a kapha energy, which is very dense, and she's very after getting vaccinated, she's holding each and every toxin in her body. It just does not come out.
Carrie, would the carnosine be good for the vaccine damaged or the people that are taking vaccine? You remember you said about
the glutathione is what I'd recommend for detoxing. The carnosine also helps the cognitive function, so it lengthens telomeres in the brain, and so that's a really good one to use for brain function and for helping, like, Alzheimer's type issues, because it does lengthen telomeres in the brain. And you can research. You actually just go on Google and look up carnosine and what it does and all its benefits, because that's literally what it does. There's even, I've posted in the LifeWave group a lot of posts, like scientific posts and informative posts like that. That's because I'm a researcher and I like to research, like, what it is actually that is doing for my body, to know what exactly it is that I need. But I highly recommend the glutathione for her. And
and what else?
I've done the detox protocol on my kids. I think that helps a lot. And the whole protocol for all the patches is literally $50. It's a $50 highly effective detox.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, we want to try them out, so it's not a problem.
Jeanette, I was going to say something to you, because you said that, she's holding on to everything, especially after having her vaccines. She might very well have the MTHFR gene, and that's probably why
she's the only one we didn't test, so I think she does. But she's very, like, my older daughter also has the gene, and so the difference with Nadia is she doesn't sweat like most people. So,
she needs the energy patches would be good for her. because those
Okay.
actually
He's very
encourage the
lethargic,
sweating
very
and help.
slow.
Yeah,
That'll be great.
Sounds like she had, energy
So if I
classes
do the
would be good for her.
protocol with her, then then just take it from there. See how she does with that, and then just take it
You
from
might
there.
take it slow
Alex, what
with
do you
them,
think,
too.
Alex?
Well, to me, the way I see it, it's like, honestly, the detox protocol is one of the core things that we can do, because it opens up the energy system in the body. And doing that, our own body is self-healing modalities. Like, we all have, the body is freaking intelligent. Like, we have everything inside of us to do this healing. And by doing the 5-step protocol, it basically opens up the energy system inside of us. So by doing that, it's like our body then having access to all of these pathways that are now cleared. It's like, okay, well, we're going to go in the self-healing mode, and it knows what it needs to do. That's ultimately the thing. The body is super intelligent. It's way more intelligent than we can consciously perceive. So by clearing these pathways, then we just we give space to the body to do its job. Like, the body does not want to be unhealthy. The body does not want to be stressed, to be inflamed. That's not what we're here to do. Like, we're here to thrive and to be like in that state of joy, which the toxicity and the buildup and the blockages on an energetic level, that kind of prevents us from being that best version of ourselves we can be. And so I think that's what
I didn't want to depend on this, like that this is all you do, because we do so much more than just food, and we do energy work, we do a whole bunch of other things. And when I was mentioning this to my brother yesterday, because I was like, hey, this is such an amazing thing, you should totally try it. And he was like, my body's complete. I don't need anything. And I was like, okay. And he's incredibly, God bless him, he's incredibly healthy, and he believes mind over matter. He's like, I'm not going to use anything to. He says I could use a cup of water and tell myself this cup of water is going to cleanse me and purify me and energize me. And so he's like, you really, so I get that, but so that's why I haven't even thought of like recommending this to anyone until I experience it myself and my children. But I just wondering if you guys have ever encountered that with people where they say really.
Absolutely. I'm getting that right now with people on my Facebook, because everyone's known me as the free guy, the guy that's obsessed with free stuff. And my God, I love free. I love nature so much. I'll always love nature. But I'm not going to be that free guy anymore. And I mean, in terms of like, I know there's amazing technologies out there. We should be doing everything within our power to activate our superpowers. Like your brother, Jeanette, it sounds like an amazing, that's his mission, right? But my mission here, Alec mission, Carrie Ann mission, Tam mission, all of you guys' mission probably is to raise our vibration as fast as possible. I haven't got time to waste in this avatar. I know we've got multiple lives and we don't die and all this stuff, but I haven't got time to waste. I'm going to activate every single thing that I'm going to do here. I'm going to do the free stuff. I'm going to drink the urine. I'm going to do everything. I'm going to fast. I'm going to take it to the next level with LifeWave, because I know this is legit. And if people don't like that, I'll lose people on Facebook, which I have done. I will lose audiences over it, but I don't care, because it's not about that. It's about helping people. I'd rather help a few people a lot now than just a lot of people a little bit. So I'm transforming and saying that this is something that I don't care what people say. My mind's already there, that I understand the power of it, and I've used it, and I'm going to use it the rest of my life. And one more thing I'd like to add too is people that don't get on board in this, I believe in my heart, are going to miss out. I really believe people that aren't on board with technologies coming along, not just this technology, but a lot of others, but this one included, if you don't get a lot on board of it, you are missing out big time, just because you're stuck in, but nature's amazing. Yes, nature's amazing, but we're living in a poisoned environment. You can only take us so far. Nature and free stuff can only take you.
There are also a lot of people who love their meds. There are a lot of people who are very hooked on their their so-called lifesavers, and that's going to be really hard to
also too, some people, it's hard to think this, but some people need that disorder that they have as like, they think that that's their identity, and you start to tell them there's a cure. Somebody gave me a 1-star review on my health coaching page because I told her there was a curable to what I had, and I reversed what I had. I mean, they're so stuck in the fact that there is no cure. My doctor told me, and my doctor knows best. They don't look outside of anything that they're doing, and there are so many treatments out there that are alternative that that target the same thing in the body. They target the mitochondria. They, you know, and the X39 restores mitochondrial function. It helps reverse radiation damage to the cells because it regenerates the cells. So there are these things that are instant, you know? I mean, there's like many treatments that take a little bit of time. You have to sit there. Like for PEMF is a ridiculously amazing treatment, but you have to sit on a mat for an hour a day. I mean, you get the same thing with a patch. So choose your treatment. You know, are you going to sit on a mat for an hour a day to get the same result you'll get with a patch? You know, and it does. Yeah. It just depends. You know, are you open enough to explore all the options that we have to us? And there's so many options, but people are not open, so they won't see them. You know, you only see where, you know, your tunnel vision.
Is there somewhere on our sites that we're connected to where we can actually just, you know, like try and find out, okay, I have an eye disease. You know, what do I use? Oh, I have PMS. What do I use?
On the search, you go on LifeWave group, and the guy in the LifeWave group, then in the bottom left, there's a search. Type in eye, type in ears, type in head, type in Buddhist protocol, type in lymph, type in cancer, type in Alzheimer's, and they'll come up with loads of stuff. I mean, I haven't even got around to it. I mean, there's so much. And Joyce is amazing. She's got like, how many, Carrie, 10,000 videos or something?
Oh my God.
Like, there's so much there. You could spend years, absolute years, mastering how many testimonials there are. And this is only the beginning. There's so many already. I mean, look, this is only going to blow up. This isn't going to get smaller. So it's only going to be so much. It's overwhelming, actually. Like, you only focus on what you relate to you. Like, there's too much information away.
Well, I mean, I'm going to experiment on my kids. It sounds awful, but I'm going to use them as my, you know, subjects, because it's non-invasive. It's you know, damaging. So why not? But that's pretty much, you're right. That's all I can do. Yeah. Do they offer you, like, if I just wanted to like tease my brother a little, do they offer samples? Like, can you send a sample to somebody if you wanted to, or something like that?
If you're a distributor, there is a sample program that you can use with a sheet where they can put down their before and after results. And typically people sign up right after trying one X39 because it's such a significant response to the body. Like, you know, your energy goes up. And so a lot of people do that. You know, try it. I literally just fill out envelopes and give people X39 because it is the most powerful patch and you get the most significant result just putting it on. You can do that as a distributor.
I also rang, one of the people under me rang LifeWave, and she was just not understanding how it worked, and they gave her free samples. So I'm not saying everyone do that, but I'm saying maybe that's an option to like look into too. Like, if you ring up customer service to say you're curious about it, someone's made you aware of them and you want to try them, maybe they'll give you a couple of samples too by ringing up the customer service LifeWave.
That's awesome. Okay.
And if I can just go back a bit.
They are 30-day money back guaranteed. And yeah, if you are
go on, Karen.
Go ahead.
Alec, go on.
Oh, but no, I mean you're gonna start with a 30-day guarantee. But yeah, there is a 30-day guarantee. So I mean that's kind of like a trial in a sense. Like you can try it, and if it doesn't work for you for some reason or another, which honestly, like, that's pretty much never happened. But anyway, you can request a refund, and everything that you paid is going to be like given back to you. But I was going to answer the question that you asked, the previous one, with the like, why would I do it when I can just like meditate for some time and get my mindset going and things like that. I agree. I know that, like I said before, the body is intelligent. We have access to these self-healing modalities if we can tap into it. And the way I see it is that there's like, most people are not going to do it. Like, just most people are not going to be meditating for an hour every single day for a year to overcome. Because I've met people who did overcome their disease and things like that. For example, like following the Joe Dispenza meditations and things like that. And it takes a tremendous amount of willpower and also like just self-discipline and things like that. And then you come across a technology that can grant the same result. All you need to do is take a little patch, stick it on. You don't even have to stick it on your skin. You can just put it on your clothes like one time a day. It takes you 5-10 seconds to put it in place. and then you go on with your day. So it's like convenience is a major thing. And also I believe that the world is accelerating tremendously right now. And like, because it's accelerating, we have access to more information, and more, like, these new modalities are coming up where it can have an impact on people that that like other methods that we used to use, or we're not able to provide, and it's now able to do it in a much faster way, in a much more efficient way. And this is one of these examples of technologies that can have this faster effect or improved. And also I would even go as far as to say that it's complementary to everything else that you do, because of course like I'm not gonna put on the patches and start eating McDonald's every single day because the patches will get me, like, that's not what I'm gonna do, right? Quite the opposite. It's teaching me to do these
quickly.
good
Alec, remember Carrie last week said they reduce hunger too, so they actually reduce your hunger. So if we all have habit of overeating, all human here, we know fasting's amazing, but they reduce your hunger naturally when you put the patches on.
Yeah, and fasting is an amazing modality.
What was that patch again, Carrie?
Yeah, which one is it? All of them, probably. I wouldn't be surprised if she says all of them.
Sorry, I just have to say this.
Yeah,
it's probably one that goes. It's probably one that goes over your lips, right? It's a joke. Never mind.
I'm gonna take a picture tomorrow and have like all these patches around my face.
I've been patiently trying to chime in. I know that we're coming up on an hour, so I don't know how much time we have, but I befriended both Harry and Carrie, and I don't know how or what, but I always loved your energy. And I was having a really rough night a couple nights ago, and all of a sudden you uploaded that video. It was like 2-3 a.m. and all of a sudden my head just exploded with that interview you did with again, how do you say your name, Carrie Ann? Or I don't want to mess your name up.
Carrie Ann, can we hear you? I'm not sure. Carrie Ann, talk.
Carrie Ann.
Carrie Ann, okay. So Carrie Ann, okay. So I just exploded really briefly about myself.
Yeah,
I have
Carrie
an
Ann.
engineering.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes, we can hear you. Thanks. I have an engineering background. Worked with as an electrical engineer. Worked with devices, and I grew up in the video game era, and that's what I wanted to become, an engineer to develop video games, whatever. So it's more of a playful excitement that I have towards engineering. But as I started doing, as I got passionate with healing and detox and all these different modalities, I always felt like there was missing little pieces to the puzzle. But at the same time, it always felt like it was like things started to make sense when they got simpler and simpler and simpler. Of course, there's acupuncture. I don't know if you're familiar with a biomagnetic pair. They're using magnets to trigger these meridian points to detox and to get rid of pathogens and all of these things. So this really, really makes sense to me. I asked in the chat about if there was information about, like, what exactly is this? This is like Carrie Ann said, that there's a crystal, so it looks like it gets triggered by the contact of the feel of the body or whatever.
I've heard it's a far infrared light, so we're always emitting in radioactive frequencies. The far infrared is invisible, and it's the energetic one. We always emit it, and it's like it's coming off the skin. Maybe the liquid crystalline of the patch is hitting it, and it's going back in, and it's not just hitting it back in. It's magnifying whatever the patch does. So it's using the infrared body's heat, the infrared light, the infrared frequency from the sun. So the sunlight, kind of like the sunlight, right, that we have in our bodies, doing something like that. Carrie Ann, is that correct? What I said there? I feel like it is some part of it. There's so much to it.
It totally makes sense to me because go ahead.
Okay, I was just making sure because my Zoom is messing up. But yeah, it basically, there is a particular wavelength of light that is embedded with their technology into the patch. So they make the patch with a particular wavelength or frequency of light. And that, when it hits the body, it's like frequency medicine. It's literally light medicine.
Yeah. So but there is some kind of a crystal, right?
It does work similar to crystals.
Liquid crystal.
Nanocrystals.
So there's a nanocrystal in the patch that the body, creates this resonance, and it creates information or whatever.
Yes, I think so. Is that correct, guys?
Yeah.
I feel like this.
Yep. So it is information medicine.
Yeah. Again, I've been to many workshops and doctors, and again, the engineering part of me is what makes sense to me, working with frequencies and energy.
Uh-huh.
It almost feels like the only one of the reasons that people don't try this is because it's like a patch, right? People think of people don't believe in patches, right, in a way, or they think of these other things like nicotine patch or birth control patches and all these things, but the patch is just there to hold the technology, right, in place. That's what it does.
Exactly.
I just quickly wanted to share something because I know Jeanette's thinking about her daughter. Okay. Go ahead.
Uh-huh.
Rogo, go ahead. Share your story, please. Rogo,
continue with the story, Rigo.
Yeah, I was excited there. Yeah, go on.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I was just wanted to share because again, as I'm trying to transition from the. I will live in near Seattle, and I'm in the epicenter of like a lot of tech stuff here, Amazon, Microsoft, you name it, everybody's here. But my calling is to transition and get into health and wellness, because I think that's the most important thing, right? But we don't know how to get there. And when Jeanette was talking about her daughter about having these, like, being so sensitive, one of the things that, again, I'm only sharing this because this is I did for myself. There's a thing called OligoScan, a device that scans your hand, and it kind of works the same way, where it's able to pick up the energies from your skin, and they're able to like read like toxicity levels. And I have my report here, right? Because there was times where I was like, what exactly is it that I'm dealing with? And one of the things is that it gives you like a mineral deficiency report, and also a heavy metal toxicity, so that you can kind of triangulate where is it that you're what is it that you're working with, right? So it wasn't surprisingly that it's very, very low in iodine, that is sometimes caused by having too much fluoride, bromide, chloride, all these other things in your body. And the other thing was that I know there's the mercury and all these other things, right? I don't think I had ever a vaccine problem, because luckily for me, other than when I came into this country and I had to get a couple vaccines to get a green card, I don't know how I dodged all sorts of vaccines since I was 6. Like, almost seems like it was meant for me to not get any of these things. Anyway, so the other thing that I have a feeling about people who are very sensitive to this stuff is like they're dealing with heavy metal or whatever, or other toxins, glyphosate, you name it, and they can't release it because their pathways are not open. And sometimes we got to use certain kinds of binders. And I only wanted to throw that out there. I really feel like I'm going to contribute a lot to this group. I got super excited about the patches that I'm like shaking right now, because it really makes I don't know. Yeah. I don't know where to start. Like, I should be working right now, and I'm working from home, but I saw this like 3 minutes before.
No, Rigo, it's meant to be, brother. It's meant to be. You're meant to be here right now. You're exactly meant to be. Yeah. You're right. You're right to be excited. The people that are excited are going to get it. Once you get on them, you get excited, for sure.
And I want to say something, like, it's honestly, it's kind of a big synchronicity what you're talking about right now, because I do know the Zico machine, the Zito machine, and because the other company that I'm really going all in on, it's actually been created by the guy who made this other technology. Like, he's the inventor of the Zito machine, and he's also the inventor of the limbic arc, which I'm going
the same guy. No way.
Yeah, exactly.
That's hilarious.
Oh my God.
And the way I see the body is like you name it, whatever these other technologies like sun gazing or grounding, whatever, our body's like a magnetic strip. Like, I think of it a credit card, right? When you go and slide it to pay for something, right? Well, we used to slide it, now we have a chip, right? It's like our bodies are meant to be connected to these fields for us to be aligned, to be connected to the source, to all of these things. But we've created so much interference, and as an engineer, I always think in those terms, right? What is blocking this stuff? What is the interference? Like, you remove the interference, and you create a higher signal to noise ratio, and everything's happy, right? So we do it through raw foods, breathing, meditation, all these things. But the way, again, going back to the patches, because I've been, again, studying I'm actually going to go to a workshop in San Diego. I used to live in San Diego, by the way, so that's the other excitement about that. I heard the company's based out of San Diego, or the research or whatever, right? Again, acupuncture, all these points that we have all around the body. I think of engineering, like a device, like, all electronic devices have, I'm sure you've seen PCB, that green board that has all these points that, components. I see the bodies that, like, we have all these, again, points in our bodies that should be stimulated by sun, by fresh air, by clean environment. And we're not. We wear toxic clothes, like, with all the, whatever, non-natural, I don't know if you know, but there's a lot of that our clothing is causing, because we should be just wearing cotton and wool, and very, very not. And of course, all the toxic. I just recently, I'm studying this too, which is from another place. that we don't know how much our detergents and stuff like this, we're smelling 24/7, whatever, the chlorine, the whatever
Yep.
the toxic stuff. And that's why we feel so good when we're nude, when we're naked, right? It just feels, it's not just that it's that we're not breathing this 24/7. Right? Anyway, I can go on, and this is not about
Hey guys,
me.
I'll say something here. Full disclosure, I'm naked now, but it's okay because the camera's not below. It's all good. It's beautiful to be naked. The window's open. I'm naked. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going for it too. No,
Too much. Right.
Too much. I know. Overshare.
So other than there's a lady that was earlier here on the left, but other than Carrie Ann, who else already has months of experience with these patches? Because I was ready to buy this Monday morning at 4 a.m. I was already texting Carrie Ann's like, hey, get me into this. What the hell is this? Did all this. But before I got too excited and buy too much of the stuff that I don't need to buy to get started, who has months of experience with this?
In this group so far, me and Alec are kind of new to it. Joyce, we're going to get experience though, me and Alec, and we're going to bring people into you guys that have more experience. KJ was going to make it at Carrie Ann's friend. So given time, we're going to have a lot more people that just like ourselves that can interact with you visually that have more experience. But in the meantime, testimonials are incredible. And yeah, Rigo, you're so right to be excited. And there's millions of blockages in the body, and that comes in from birth. And you can think about traumas from past ancients and all that stuff. We've got so much work to do to make the Kundalini rise and to make highest vibration. So we should be using the patches, and we should be using a lot of other things, not just one thing, in my opinion. But hey, if you anything you ever do, here's the thing with this: if you do nothing about health, as a lot of people have got into this of cure diseases and have, they don't do any health protocols. That's what put them in disease, unfortunately. And they do if you do one thing, the LifeWave, for example, it will transform your life. It really will. And I don't know, well, I do know a lot of other free things that will do it too, but this one you don't have to commit, and you don't have to use willpower, and it's just a background thing that you can now choose. Like myself, I'll carry on doing everything I want to do. But if you don't want to, if you're a lazy person, cool, I love you too. You're a human being. You just use the patches, forget about it, transform your life. So
yeah. I really believe that this is an easier way to introduce people into healthier lifestyles and taking responsibility.
Yep.
It's too much. I mean, I even have difficulty like sourcing my food, cleaning up. It's just like I need things to be a little simpler because I'm a high functional guy that I need to be focused in work. I have 4 kids. I can't just be spending like somebody made a joke of about, I forgot his name, Dr. Mercola, where he spends probably 8 hours in his kitchen doing all this stuff and supplements. It's like I don't have that time. I need to make things a lot simpler. And if they help stimulate or repress hunger on all these things, it just makes it easy to go on a fast, to be more centered.
I mean, as Carrie Ann said, as Carrie Ann said, it's to do with business. Like I'm working on business, Alex working on business hard, Carrie Ann's working on business hard. So now I'm always be the health guy, but now I've got to focus on other things. I've got to help other people. My mission means I can't now sit in the sun. Last year, all I was doing was having fun, going on Facebook, occasionally sharing my journey. My main thing last year was just sitting in the sun, naked, and doing my thing, which is great. But I can't afford to do that in my life anymore. I kind of can actually now. I just put the patches on. I can get on with business. I can crack on, use that left brain, and really be creative and do all the things I need to do without having to spend all that time in nature, which I know we should do, but I can't because I've got to help people. So
can I jump in and ask a question?
Yes, Joshua. Yeah.
Well, I wanted to make a remark toward Alec. He said synchronicities.
Yeah.
These are they are diabetic strips.
Okay.
So I found them not too long ago, but because I've been working the frequencies and stuff of that nature, and I actually have a question. Do these apply any way towards diabetics?
Yeah, Carrie Ann.
I'm gonna let Carrie Ann answer on that because I know that she's seen a lot of testimonials. Are you still there, Carrie Ann? Guess not. Personally, I don't know anyone like personally that has had success with that, but I'm just starting with it myself also. But I know that in the LifeWave learning group that we're all part of, there's like testimonials from pretty much every single thing. So like we could invite you to the group after and just type in diabetes and see like what comes up with the stories. And because I know that like based on my current understanding of it and the way carnosine and glutathione and energy and X39 works, like of course it's going to have a positive effect with it. I mean, it's kind of like I said earlier, it's the body when it's in a state of like not optimal vitality, and then we do these things, that open up the energy channels, well, it allows us to get back to that state of optimal vitality. So honestly, I'm pretty sure that, like, I cannot make any claims because I'm not a medical doctor, right? But
Yeah.
I would say that improving quality of life and improving, if like resolving the issue with the diabetes is going to improve the quality of life, then yes, definitely it can improve the quality of your life.
And Joshua, I'd agree with everything Alex said. I'm not had any personal experience, but it does make sense what Alex and what the technology does. It returns to homeostasis. One warning I will give you though is that when you are on drugs like yourself for diabetes or whatever drugs you're on, guys, don't go straight off all the drugs straight away and replace with patches, because that's very dangerous. You wean yourself slowly off. Take your dosages down slowly, because the shock to your system from taking these drugs off and the patches will be too much, and you'll get in serious problems. So be careful when messing about, because it's really powerful stuff. So keep on the drugs, use the patches too, and you're going to find that, oh, I don't feel like high blood sugar anymore. You're going to feel intuitively, you're going to feel what it's like to all the problems of diabetes, diabetic neuropathy, all these things will disappear slowly with the patches. We don't purport miracles, although miracles do happen with the patches. But yes, I guarantee, well, I don't want to say guarantee, but it makes so much sense that it increases insulin resistance, lowers insulin resistance, increases insulin sensitivity, and it will help a lot with diabetes for sure, from my pen. So
thank you for your insight.
that's all right. Thanks for joining us, brother. I appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
Joshua, who are you with, by the way? Who invited you to the group?
Carrie Ann did.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Hey, can you hear me?
Oh, Monica, hello.
What's that?
Hey, Harry.
Hi.
And hey, I spoke with Carrie Ann earlier on Messenger. That it was amazing that morning, that day you put out on Facebook about the adrenals. I had just asked the All-Father that morning why I was so tired, and I'd suspected it was my adrenals, but I didn't want to go and get herbs and everything to address them. But that morning I asked the All-Father, I said, why am I tired? And immediately it was adrenals. And then later on that day is when you put out that thing about adrenals on Facebook and leading to this group. So I definitely don't believe in coincidences.
Yeah.
And also I had just started doing a heavy metal detox using zeolite, which I know was working because it clobbered my kidneys, which told me my adrenals weren't working because my kidneys weren't able to handle the detox. But, so my question is, I tried one spray again yesterday. I was like, well, could I go back? Woke up this morning and my kidneys were hurting. So my kidneys obviously are not functioning properly. So once I've gone on, Carrie Ann suggested I do the detox patch, the detox one first.
Yeah, and if I can just share my screen for a second.
Go ahead.
I just went and looked, and I found someone who was talking about diabetes, so I just wanted to share for a while. I don't know if you can see my screen right now, or...
Oh, there we go. LifeWave patches can actually be used to stabilize your blood sugar. You're diabetic. Shall I read out? I've almost been diabetic for 20 years. On January 1st, I made a decision to stop the 13 pills and the insulin I was on. I had been in the hospitals for the past 4 years. 2008 was worse. In December, I was in the hospital, and this time was a serious infection. My resistance was low, blood pressure very high, sugar 586. My doctor said they were going to add more pills and schedule operation. I said no more. So in January, I went on the 5-day detox protocol, the LifeWave one, except I did it for 10 days. I went on the detox for 30 days because I felt I had too many toxins in 30 days, okay? Then I went on the normal protocol for 6 months. Now, however, I'm using only Enhancer every other day. What are the results? Blood pressure went down to 126/76 within a few minutes and has stayed that way except for one time in the past 9 months. I've never had my blood sugar below 300 in the past 4 years, except in the hospital. Now it's gone from 586 to below 200, still dropping. Triglycerides were an average of over 800, now below 200. I love it. Everything is down to almost normal. Nice.
So this is just a short example.
Wow.
Search for it, and yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah, thanks Alex for sharing us with that. That's amazing. That. Yeah, I've seen a video too. I've seen a YouTube video on some guy documenting blood sugar levels, and he said within months he's never had it over a certain, just like that. I think he came off it. He came off his diabetes. It was a great story and a great video. I loved it, and it's so amazing. Sorry, Monica. I apologize.
No problem. That's great. Yeah. That's brilliant. So does this actually help detox the heavy metals in the brain, or is it something that once I start detoxing with this and hopefully my kidneys and adrenals will be better and I can go back to that zeolite. Is it just?
Yeah. Let's try Carrie Ann. Let's try Carrie Ann if she's still she's with us, but I'm not sure if she can talk.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
can you hear me?
Carrie Ann.
Yes. Glutathione is the body's master antioxidant, and that is a major detoxification antioxidant. So when you raise that, your detoxification improves. So that's literally the first thing, like Dr. Mark Hyman, he puts everyone on glutathione when they come into his office, and he's functional medicine. So that is like one of the first and main things they do in functional medicine is to get the toxins out, because that is so important. So the glutathione is the most important one for that purpose.
Oh, okay. Great, thank you.
And Monica, I'd say definitely if you're asking the question, can you use it with zeolite? Absolutely. I know zeolite too. That there's so many powerful things that we know about. They're amazing. So yeah, if you want to add it to detox any part of your body, whether that be your brain, your arms, your legs, your kidneys, any kind of organ, all the patches are going to be. I mean, yes, you can target Carrie Ann, his specialty. She knows, and Joyce too. You can message for specific stuff. But in terms of, do I need to stop to do one thing? No, you just do everything. Just do everything under the sun and go
Brilliant.
for it.
I am going to be joining this and doing the distributor and everything, because I've been watching you, as you know, and very excited about this.
I'm so happy to have you with us because, Monica, I've been trying. I don't think the community realizes that we're part of both us, realize how powerful it is, because they just think this is just they don't realize it. And you spend the time to look in the group. You're very lucky. You spend time to look in the group and look at the testimonials and understand it's working. Now you're going to go with it. So we are privileged, my friends. And the people that don't get on board with it, our friends on Facebook, are literally missing out. And they'll come eventually. Exactly. But we are the pioneers. They will come, just like Alec came under me and I came under Carrie Ann. They will come. It takes time, but we are the pioneers for now, and we will help a lot of people with this. And one thing I'd like to add, that we said last week, our dream is to give this. The dream is to give this out to everybody. So we're making so much money. We'll give out free patches to everybody. Just give it to the world, man.
That's the goal.
Yeah, I was talking with Kelly Birchfield, and he was like, "Well, Harry's an upright guy. He doesn't just promote anything." And you know, I know you don't, because you're always promoting, we can get this from nature, but I think we also know that nature, you know, all the toxins in the world. I'm excited. I'm very excited. So anyway, I've got to get going. Thanks for this call. Absolutely. Oh, and is it recorded? Yes. My friend has fibromyalgia or lupus, and so I was going to share the recording with her.
I've been recording everything, and I'll it's recorded.
Cheers, everybody. Have a great day.
Cheers, Monica. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, guys, I open up the floor to anyone remaining that wishes to ask a question. Unmute yourself and talk if you want to, and ask us questions. Here's your opportunity. I'm looking at Rigo, Adam, Charlene. Anyone? If not, we will leave.
So I'm looking at the LifeWave 5 element detox, and I haven't really broken it down as to like how much is it, just roughly. It doesn't have to be exact. I haven't crunched out the numbers. I have a lot of family in Mexico, and this is where, again, the majority of the people I know are in the world. Are, you know, my family, friends are, 80% of them in Mexico. So, price is always something that I have to consider as far as, how I approach the business and that. So right here, I'm looking at 5 patches plus the X39, right? So it's with the X39, you only wear 1 patch? Because it looks like you wear 2 patches for the energy enhancer, then 5, then you only wear 1 X39?
Yes, just 1 X39. So what you can do, if you sign up for the silver pack, that gets you 3 detox protocols. So you can detox 3 people, or you can do 3 detoxes in a row on yourself. But basically that gets you enough for 3 detox protocols. If you want to do more, you can forego the X39 and get more energy enhancer, and then that'll give you 6, because there's only 2 sets of 15 energy enhancers.
Well, my plan, again, since I have, thinking about my mother and immediate family and stuff like people like that, where I'm going to have to pay for this stuff so that I can help them. And I need to first have them commit to a week, right? If they don't even do a week, I'm not even going to try to get them to spend, the $300 or whatever. I also want to do some of this research. I want to get some of the feedback. How are people dealing with, detox symptoms? Because the majority of people that I'm dealing with, they're not like most of us that have already done, many other modalities, and we're kind of there, but we just need the other little push, right? So again, people with
So
a lot of
here's the thing. Here's the thing with detox symptoms. Not everyone gets them. Some people will have the initial inflammation, a rise in inflammation, just because that's how the body gets rid of old damaged cells. I had an inflammatory response for 24 hours, and then I was good after that because I was pretty blocked up. It just depends on how toxic your body is, but you can take the patch off and stop the process. So it's not like, if you start to feel nauseous and you don't like it, take the patch off and put it back on an hour or two later. So then you slow down the process of detoxing because it is a very powerful detox.
And also budget-wise, it could also be possible to just start with the X39, and because that patch alone has an effect on people, and it kind of get them the idea of what this can do for them. So that's another option also.
At the end of the day, you can't make someone wear a patch, but you can, the results are pretty incredible. So once they get to that state of the patches on, pretty much within minutes, people notice. I noticed within seconds. Like I said before, it's just incredible. And quite frankly, everyone in the world should be on it. And I'm blessed. I'm everyone watching this, even if it takes you months, by the way, to buy it. It's cool. It's all good. Everyone does it in their own perfect time. You are blessed to even be here and to know this information. We are more blessed by the person that invented this, David Schmidt. This was ex-Navy military technology. Wasn't it designed by the Navy guys, for the SEALs?
It was invented for the Navy SEALs to help them increase their endurance and help them sleep better. That was the original purpose of inventing this. Yeah. And they worked so well that they ended up inventing other patches for other purposes. Yeah. And mostly the people who have used them a lot are people in the Olympics because they do increase the endurance so much, and they increase the functioning of the organs. They've proven that in study. They increase the function of the organs in the body. So, you could go ground for, a couple hours a day outside, or you could just balance your energy by patching. It's up to you. Do you want to spend the money, or do you want the free? Do you want to spend 2 hours or an hour, or do you want instant? It's just, you have choices.
I love it because you could be like the most unhealthiest person in the world, and if people look at you, like, why is that guy got so much energy? I mean, he doesn't even eat right. He's not fasting. He's not looking in the sun. He's in the dark. But then your secret weapon would be like, I'm patched up with 5 patches, baby, and you'll never know. It's the patches. It's the patches.
Right. Exactly. So for me, time is money. Time is very important because, you can't get back time. So anything that's going to save me time and get me the quickest result, that's what I'm going to go for.
Me too. Okay, guys, we can go for an hour and a half. So if anyone has not got any last questions, if you have, let me know now. We will leave you guys and actually carry on. And Alec, if you want to, we stay on and chat for a bit as well afterwards. And is that possible, you guys? I know I'm saying in front of everybody.
Yeah.
We'll carry on. Okay, so anyone, last questions, please. Anyone? Unmute and ask.
Yeah, I have to get back to work. Thank you very much, guys, and thank you for
pleasure. Thank you so much for being here. It's not an accident you're here today. Thank you for joining us. I really appreciate you.
Yep.
And just message whoever invited you to the group and get their link because
Carrie Ann, it's you. It's Carrie Ann, it's you, right? Rigo, it was Carrie Ann, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Carrie Ann.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good day.
Anyway.
Thank y'all. Y'all have a good one. I'm gonna jump out.
Cheers, Josh. Right. Thank you very much for being here, brother. I really appreciate you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, God bless.
Cheers. Bye. Bye, Jeanette. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.